Well, Pedro, here it is Friday. Last night we took a nice walk around, about 7-ish, and it was cooled down a bit. A lot of people out, a lot of cool looking rods. We're going to go a little bit further down the strip this time tonight, but I think tonight we're going to do a little bit differently. What we're going to do is do fewer cars, but try and spend more time with each car. And try and stick to the rods, you know, the souped up ones, the big engines. Try and see if we can get under the hoods and inside the cab and a little more in depth on fewer cars. Oh, by the way, Pedro, your shades look cool. I got to tell you, you're getting into this hot rod spirit, huh? All right, Pedro, a bonus. All right, for those who stick out the video and hang on to the end, I will tell them how I almost, and I'll repeat, almost got a ticket for doing 97 miles an hour in a 35 zone. Now, the bonus is I happen to have been a Connecticut Yankee with Connecticut plates on, and this was just outside Memphis, Tennessee. Would not have gone well. So again, almost, but I'll let you know the whole story because it is quite humorous. Well, let's pack up, get on the road, and look at some cars. Okay, Pedro, that was another day of looking at some real cool cars. I can never get over looking at under the hoods on some of these massive big Block 8s that I've always wanted and never could afford. Uh, oh, the story. Okay, the story how I almost got a ticket outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Well, here's how the story goes. I was just 18. I was in the Navy, stationed in Millington, Tennessee, outside Memphis. I was a Yankee with Connecticut plates on a car in the deep South. Never popular in the first place. But up next to me, we were on a road. Let me tell you about the road. The road itself is a double lane road, either way, coming and going. It went for about 4.5 miles, straight as an arrow, till it hits a light. Then beyond the light, another 8 or 9 miles, and then it's the main entranceway to the Millington Air Base. So it was a wide open stretch road in front of you. And I was at the light waiting, my buddy and I, and this audacity, I had the audacity of a 289 Mustang pulling up next to me and revving his engines. And what was I going to do? I was 18, so I revved mine up. He revs, I rev mine. Light turns green. We both put pedal to the metal and off we go. Well, it wasn't spectacular because these were small engines, no peeling rubber like you envision in the story. No, we just kept going and kept going. I was going, he was going. I pulled in front, and we're doing 30, 35, 40, and he catches up 40, 45, 50, 55. I pull a little ahead, 55, 60. He pulls further ahead, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and I couldn't catch him. He was probably about 4 car lengths in front of me the entire way. I could not catch him for nothing. But neither of us would give up. So there we are, 80, 85, 90, 95, 97 apparently is about as fast as that car could go, that little Dodge Dart. And went up over a small rise, and just as we cleared the rise on the right-hand side, the light at the side of the road lit up like a Christmas tree. There were more cops. I think every cop in Memphis was sitting there with their lights on at that time. And I immediately backed off. I let off the gas, and I said, oh man, this is going to hurt. Sure enough, the 289 didn't notice it as quick as I did, so off he goes. He's about 7 or 8 car lengths in front of me now at this time, and then he finally notices, and I see him back off, and I'm going slow, and I got down back to 35, and he comes out, and this big cop comes out. It looked like it was a linebacker for a football player. Comes out, and it's like I said, dark, and he's got his flashlight, and he's going like this, and all I remember seeing is teeth, just smiling. He won the lotto that night of whatever the lotto is for catching the fastest speeder. So he's waving it like this, and of course, like I said, the Mustang was quite a bit in front of me. Mustang pulls into the parking area because they were off the side of the road into a parking area, and the next thing I see the cop turn his back and start following the car into the parking area, and I said, oof, 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 quiet, quiet, quiet. I kept going, I kept going, I kept going. I went on by the entranceway, and man, I sped back up, and I said, wow, that guy, that's a one race I am thrilled that I lost. And that 289 Mustang probably was never going to be able to brag about that one. So anyways, we decided at that point, well, maybe the whoever was in the 289 is going to tell me, hey, but I was racing that other car. So we dished off down a side street for a couple hours, finally got back to the base. And again, it was a nice green car, so it was quite noticeable. And I started worrying about, well, what happens if when they let the kid go? And then I was starting to worry about, well, what happens? What happened to him? I mean, at 97, I think you might even lose your vehicle, certainly your license, but I'm not even sure if they confiscate your vehicle for reckless driving. So I'm sitting there sweating, and I said, I don't know if the guy's going to come back. I don't know if the cops come looking for me. So I went up to my sister, and who happened to have been stationed there at the same time. I says, Laura, here's your car keys back. Never told her a thing. That was her problem. But man, I tell you, those 2 cars gave it all they could, and those little sixes, man, they really, 97 is about as quick as they can go. Well, that's my story. I have a few more I might share, but that one's memorable. Like I said, when that cop walked out, and he's that flashlight with the biggest grin you've ever seen in his face, man, I don't know what the raffle was that night, but I'm sure he won it. Well, this is Hughes and Pedro for Outdoor Staycations. Hope you enjoyed our little race story. But those with the big Block 8s, I'm sure you would have passed us out in second gear, but that was my story. So Hughes and Pedro for Outdoor Staycations. Thumbs up, subscribe, and see you tomorrow night and our Saturday video.